Welcome to Lisa's Family Table. Hey, we've got a real treat for you today, and I've got my friend Rick Dalton, who's been my barbecue partner for years, here to help me today. And look what we're cooking, Rick.
Beef ribs.
No, it's just short plate rib.
Fred and Barney but really like this as big as those
They
are.
call it the Dino rib. That's the other
Is that what
thing.
it is?
Yeah.
The Dino rib?
The Dino rib.
Well, they're going to be good.
We're going to prep this for you. It takes about 6 hours. We're going to cook it 3 hours at about 240, something like that. And we're going to cook it 3 hours, and then we're going to wrap it, and we're going to put this braising sauce down into the tin foil we wrap it in, which is a demi-glace that we make with beef broth. And we're going to just put it on there for about 3 hours. We're going to try to get this to be about 204 degrees. Now, if you're with us on brisket, you know how we did our brisket video, and it kind of shows you that. This particular deal is called the short plate, where the brisket is right in here. The short plate's just right next to it. You know, the chuck's on the back, and then you got the prime rib is on the back with all the ribeyes. So this is right below. This is the lower portion of the cow, and you can see. Look at the size of these ribs, Rick.
I tell you what,
I'm telling you,
those are large.
like you said, Barney and Fred would love these things, wouldn't they?
Yeah, Wilma and Betty too.
Yeah.
Anybody's going to like these ribs.
Well, I'll tell you what, generally a serving size is one rib, but a lot of people can't eat the whole rib. It's just a huge piece.
It is a very large piece to do, you know, and there's not much trimming to do on these ribs. You know, they're going to cook up and be some moist and tender and get them up that 204 or 5. That's going to be a good piece of meat to eat today.
Oh, it really is. I'm going to trim these up. We want to get all the silver skin that's on the top here. We want to get that off. And so I'm going to just take, this is a really fine, kind of almost like a fillet knife. It's a boning knife is what it is, and for fine work. And we're just going to.
It just comes right off, nice and easy.
It really does. And not anything to it.
There's not. So much meat there. Those ribs are, you know, the short plate ribs are the ones to have when you end up eating this stuff here. Like, they're so good when they're smoked and cooked right and tender.
Yeah. You know, cow's got 13 ribs. This is the first, this is right below the ribeye though. So it's in the 7th through the 13th rib. It's called a short plate. And these are meaty ribs, very meaty ribs.
Yes, they are.
And then once we get this all trimmed up, we're going to put Lisa's Family steak rub on it, and then I'm going to put some 16 grain pepper on it, just like we did with the brisket. And we're going to put a little bit on the other side. We're not going to take the membrane off this rib. We actually want it to stay on there because it's going to keep the rib together while it cooks. And there are 3 ribs, and like I said, it'll easily feed 3 people. These are fabulous, and they make a really great presentation. This is something you can be proud of. It's not something you're going to see every day, but like I said, if you'll go into your butcher and ask him for the short rib before it gets cut into smaller pieces, just tell him you want the whole plate. And so, like, he'll usually give you either 3 to 5 ribs, or 2 to 5 ribs, something like that. This is an A9
Short plate rib.
yes, short plate rib. You can get it from the butcher shop in Pensacola, or you can get it from Hassel Cattle Company. Yeah. We're going to season this today with Lisa's steak rub. LSR is what we call it.
That's right.
We're going to be pretty liberal with this.
I think you need to be liberal. It needs to be covered, you know, completely up
Yeah.
to add that good flavor to it. You know, by the way, Russell, you can get that LSR at the butcher shop down there. Kevin carries the stuff right in the place, and it's easy to pick up and get.
Yeah.
And I don't know about the 16 grain pepper you got. I think that's something you whipped up by yourself.
You can go buy that at the regular store, but you want a big grain pepper, and quite frankly, I didn't have any today, so I ground pepper. So but we've got equivalent of a 16 grain pepper that we're going to use today, and that's what we're going to use. I'm going to just rub this in a little bit in a few places where it needs to be done.
I think you're getting it pretty darn good. There's good covering on it.
Yeah. And I'm going to put just a little bit back here. Now, like I said, we've got the membrane on here, but I'm just going to put a little bit on there just so that we have that. And the reason I want to do that, just get the flavor going all the way through. The membrane's going to hold the ribs together, because these ribs are going to, the meat's going to shrink and pull back, and it's going to show the bones before it's over with. So hand me some of that pepper over there, Rick.
Got it right here. That's fresh ground pepper we're using today.
But it's a coarse ground. I just didn't want to grind it too fine. You know, I'm just looking forward to about 6 hours from now being able to eat this. I'm looking forward. I'm ready for a taste of it right now. They just look so good. And you're going to be amazed at what it looks like when you see the finished product. So thanks for joining us. We're ready to go outside, though, and we're going to put this on the grill.
And we'll see you soon.
We cooked a heck of a piece of meat here. We cooked these Dino ribs. It's just like, it's overwhelming. It's so enormous. But it's really a simple dish. We spent about 6 hours in cook time, 6.5 hours. We spent about probably 30 minutes in prep time. When we finished cooking them at about 6.5 hours, we put them into a cooler. We pulled the plug on the cooler so there would be a little bit of air flowing in. We left a little bit of the top up on it just to let it just kind of settle down and all the juices kind of flow in. If you remember, we put a braising juice on the bottom of our demi-glace. And so I'm going to pull this out so you can see what this looks like.
So tender already.
I'm going to tell you something. Any one of those ribs right there make Barney or Fred Flintstone go crazy.
Bam Bam and Pebbles too. They all go crazy over this piece of meat.
They all would. Okay, we're going to cut us some of these ribs. Now,
oh, Russell, look at what we've got going right there. Holy
look
cow.
at that cat right there.
Look at that piece right here.
That's incredible.
It is.
Look at that.
That is some serious.
That's a serious rib.
Rib. You know, you take out of the thousands of so slabs of ribs we've cooked all the years, that's a serious rib right here.
Boy, I tell you what, I can't wait to have one.
I can't either. I've been sitting here with so much, with strength from just grabbing one and eating it. It is unbelievable. They look so good today.
It's just like, it's overwhelming. It's so enormous, but it's really a simple dish. We spent about 6 hours in cook time, 6.5 hours. We spent about probably 30 minutes in prep time. We've done everything we're supposed to do except for one thing.
Get one and let's eat it.
Let's have a little taste. What do you think, huh?
I'm ready.
All right. There you go. Try that.
I'm going to.
What's that like?
That right there is superb. Wait till you try it.
Well, it's what's known as a brisket lollipop or brisket on a stick. No question about with the meat close to the bone like this, this is a wonderful cut of meat. It has a lot of flavor that comes into it. And so, hey.
That right there is just good. It's an excellent piece of meat.
So tender, too.
Very tender.
Very tender. And, you know, I believe you could just, I think if you wanted to, you could take it and just bite this, and it'd leave your teeth marks in it, which is what we always look for when we're cooking barbecue ribs. But, hey, don't wait too long. You need to get out there in the backyard and try this right here. From our table to yours, Lisa's family table, we just want to say, be safe and keep cooking.
Always.
Don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring that bell so you can get notification of our upcoming videos. We post every Thursday and you won't want to miss a single video.